R3 Corda is a permissioned distributed ledger DLT platform designed for regulated institutions to digitize assets, automate agreements, and settle transactions with strong privacy and compliance features. Corda is a DLT platform often called an enterprise blockchain built for use by banks, capital markets, insurance, and other regulated industries where data confidentiality and legal enforceability are critical. This will be essential to transact the revaluation and redemption process. In the coming days and months, you may be apprised of this, however. It is not open knowledge. I am giving this to you so you will know what to look for and inspire you to research it. If you see this announced as completed, you will know the RV is at hand and to prepare. You are watching Konbaba today, January 3rd evening. Plain truth, Iraq does not raise its currency by announcing it. It raises its currency by reducing excess dinars, strengthening banks, stabilizing government, growing the economy, building reserves, and following global rules. When these boxes are changed, currency appreciation becomes inevitable, not speculative. Everybody knows Soudani is going to be the next prime minister because we're there. Everybody knows we have security and stability because they're not there. Iran is out of the picture. The U.S. State Department reveals to R1 News the tasks of the Special Envoy to Iraq. The U.S. State Department stated that the Special Envoy's mission is centered on coordinating U.S. policy towards Iraq at the highest political level and working with the Iraqi government and political leaders in Baghdad, Erbil, and the rest of the provinces in support of forming a stable and inclusive government that respects Iraq's sovereignty and limits foreign interference in its national decision-making. Iraq's going international January 1st. Article, quote, U.S. Special Envoy Mark Savaya is expected to arrive in Baghdad in early January. That's going to be after they go international. The Minister of Interior affirms that next year will be the year of digital transformation and keeping pace with the development taking place in advanced countries. Not sure this is the day we wanted to see. The Speaker, although a Sunni, has very strong ties and support from Iran. The first Deputy Speaker not only has strong ties to Iran, but comes from an armed Iranian faction that has been declared a terrorist organization by the Trump administration, not to mention that he is directly suspected and accused as being behind the kidnapping of 5 Americans. And finally, the frontrunner for second deputy was a sniper for the Iranian army from 2018 to 2021. Speaker of the House, these deputies, that was done quick as lighting. That is not how Iraq moves. That is not how they function. Somebody's pushing all of this. Speaker's position was filled quick. Tehran welcomes Iraqi mediation for negotiations with Washington. As of today, right now, the parliament is completely done and formed. The coordinating framework, that's Maliki's group, which is Iranian. They have the most amount of signatures and are now declared as the largest bloc to nominate the prime minister of the country. It'll most likely be Soudani, because overall he has done the most for the entire country of achieving stability, security, and turning the country around and restoring it. Many members of parliament are in a mad dash to finish HCL by January 1st. I am very encouraged with what we are seeing in Iraq right now. Major demonstrations have broke out across Iran. It's too early to know if this will snowball into regime change. Several political leaders have resigned already. Stay tuned in as the Dinar gurus chime in on his developing situation and how it will impact the odds of the Iraqi dinar increasing in value. So, you see, it all works together and are interconnected. And I have not even begun to mention the natural resources available that is also in the making to be marketed soon, very soon. I will leave it to the gatekeepers of Iraq and the CBI to decide when to reinstate the dinar based on all these new developments. They are now all concurring. The time is ripe now. There is much more evidence than not that everything is pointing to early 2026 for them to normalize the dinar and place it back on Forex to trade. The development road project, the port of Far, or the reopening of the Cyan oil pipeline that can almost double the oil revenues. Oh, did I mention the customs and tariff revenues? Some of these projects and more at the implementation phases, and some are generating real revenues already with potential for more. Massive amounts. Most of these projects are recent, within the last 4 years, and take time to come to full capacity for revenue generation for the federal government. It is a slow process. There are many currencies around the world with weak exchange rates. An increase in the exchange rate is never a random act. It's as a reflection of a country's success and economic growth. Encouraging Iraq to succeed and prosper is the only way to increase value. All we care about is the stopping of the auctions, and when. They still say auctions will end by the end of the month. When they end the auctions and everyone goes back to work on the 2nd of January, the rise of the dollar will be very closely watched by us here at the banks. If it starts to get out of hand by the 7th when Parliament votes, then he does unsee any other move but to increase the dinar. That's the only way. Iraq has a way out. Financial digital transformation will eliminate corruption and money laundering. They are paving the road and laying the groundwork to changing the value of the dinar. Didn't I tell everyone years ago that Iraq is going to be a central hub for the Middle East? Let me correct myself in saying it is now a central hub, only it is not yet fully geared up and running to its potential. 85 docking stations for freight ships at the port of Fao, and only 5 are now open. Imagine when all 85 slips are operational. The amount of freight that will flow through this port of 4, there's no indication out there at all. Nothing being said that indicates the Iraqi dinar is going to increase in exchange value. But there is talk about exchange. Suspension of the dollar transfer platform by the Central Bank of Iraq is a big deal, but no, that doesn't mean they're going to change your exchange rate. Within days, business confused with the dollar exchange rates expected to rise in parallel market. Businesses are trying to figure out how to price things. The government created a committee to address how to reprice things for sudden value changes. We did hear from a group of very informed individuals that are part of this process. They're part of the release. They said the release is coming very shortly. Thank you for watching.